Hey guys, how's it going? Real Randy Chavez here, coming at you with a Tesla versus Pokemon video. Now, for those that are wondering, my next video, which I'll upload later on tonight, you guys will see my sales data for all the Pokemon cards. But this video is not about that. This is more for my stock guys. It's really going to be some news about Tesla and why eventually, once I make a big sale in Pokemon, why I'm considering buying Pokemon over more Tesla stock. This is why. Tesla just had some news, and it's all good news. It's all positive video. I love Tesla. But Tesla just had some good news, some about leaking some leaks about the battery and how it can go 1,000,000 miles, and I've talked about this before. 1,000,000-mile battery it basically means that batteries have in it more chargeable lifestyles. It can recharge more than, however many hundreds of thousands of times that it can recharge so that it goes 1,000,000 miles. Now, people are either going to drive the 1,000,000 miles or they're going to drive, let's say, 800,000 miles or whatever, and they're going to use that their battery, with Tesla's auto bidder, and they're going to get electricity. They're going to get solar energy, electricity. They're going to store it in their Tesla during off-peak hours where it's really cheap, and then they have the software to be able to sell it back to the grid at a premium. So let's say the flat, let's say it's like $1. It's not. It's much. The numbers I'm talking about are ridiculous. But let's say it's whatever the going rate is. Tesla, the battery, the auto bidder has a software to say like, oh, this is cheaper than the going rate, so I'm going to get more when it's cheaper. Let's say 10% cheaper, and then during peak hours when between like I think 7 and 11 at night, people are doing laundry, they're cooking, they're doing whatever, and at those peak hours, electricity costs more. So Tesla, their auto bidder, will say like, oh, I'm going to take my excess energy and I'm going to sell it back to the grid. I'm going to sell it back to these utility companies, and it's going to make you money that way. So that's what a bunch of people are going to do, and that will increase Tesla's worth. Whatever car you get, again, I think Teslas are not depreciating assets. They're not. They are alternative assets because they can make you money. Eventually they'll make you money with rideshare, but they make you money with just being able to do that with electricity is insane. It's just ridiculous. So that is some good news. And then there's a tweet where he came out, Elon Musk said that he expects, obviously we expect that Austin is going to be Austin, Texas is going to be the next Giga or Terra factory that they build. But he said there's going to be cars coming out of there by the end of the year, which I don't believe for a minute. I mean, it's 6-7 months away. There's no way that could happen. I mean, China happened, in Shanghai, that happened really, really quickly because the Chinese work hard. They work their butts off, and it's a insane amount that they do. And obviously there's, some learning curves saying like, okay, we made the corporation here, we buy the land and, whatever. And in Germany and Shanghai, they're actually, however long it took, the timeline from buying the land and making all the companies to where they are right now, they've done it in half the time. From, let's say it took, 6 months for that in China just to get where they are now. They did that in 3. Like, they did that in half the time so far. And construction actually started today or yesterday on that Shanghai, where everything. They cleared all the trees, they made all land. And don't worry about the trees. For every one that they took down, they're going to plant like 3 more somewhere else. And unlike Mr. Beast, which again, love Mr. Beast, but they know how to do it so that they're not just putting they're making a variety. They're making it so it's very, very good for the environment. Eventually when they do plant them, but they're doing that in record time, and maybe they could do it Austin, Texas in record time, but I don't think they can because we're not scheduled to see any cars come out of Berlin until next year, like late next year. That's a year and a half away. So to have cars coming out of Texas by the end of this year, 2020, I don't know how the hell they're going to do it, but either way, Elon Musk is a crazy mad lad, and if anyone can do it, he can. Even if they start at Q1 next year, that's insane. Even Q2 next year is insane. A year from now is insane. But either way, they're going to try it. And again, Tesla's my favorite stock. It makes up, I think, more than 70% of my portfolio. But you heard me say in the beginning of the video, you're going to make a big sale on Pokemon and then buy more Pokemon cards as opposed to Tesla stock? Yes. I got a card today that is it brings me to 1 card shy what's called a Gym Challenge set. For anyone that does any collecting outside of stocks, you know that there are only a finite amount. Like, collectibles are finite. They're not dollars that the Federal Reserve can just print more of. They're not stocks that companies can issue more of. They're not stocks that have millions and millions of shares. They are finite things where once it's made and once they're out of print, you can't make any more. Like, you even in the U.S. Mint or the Federal Reserve, they can't make more penny wheat coins. They can't make more coins from the 1800s or the 1900s. Like, after the year is done, it's done. So for a couple of these things, such as Pokemon, especially in the first generation, the first couple of years of the cards that are being made for the English set, generally English is, outside of trophy cards, the English counterpart to the Japanese cards. Japanese cards come first, English come second. English just happens to be worth the most. And there's a set called Gym Challenge, 132 cards in the set. For those of you that don't know, there's different print runs. There's first edition, and then there's unlimited, for the most part. You know, that first base set had a shadowless in between, but no other set really had that. So Gym Challenge has 132 cards, and there's only like a certain print run of first editions. One print run, and the rest are unlimited. So first edition is already carrying a premium because it has that first edition stamp. Really nothing else about the card is different. But then there's a professional sports authenticator. A lot of people might know that. My old reviews from 80s baseball cards. You get them graded by PSA. Professional sports authenticators, that's what they're called, PSA. And they are widely known for Pokemon as well. I think Pokemon makes up the majority of their work because people are sending them in. PSA is actually backlogged like a year. Or I don't think it's that long. It's 6 months. It's backlogged over 1 million cards. That if no cards came in tomorrow, they're still busy for like 4 to 6 months because they have that much backlog. There's that many Pokemon crazy people out there like myself. And this set called the Gym Challenge set is the last set of the first generation. After the first generation, everyone, a lot of you might remember Blue and Red, the Pokemon video games, Gold and Silver, and even the anime. This is the last set of the original generation, Gen 1. Then comes Gen 2. There comes Neo Genesis. There comes, everyone remembers Pokemon Johto or the Pokemon Gold and Silver games where it's completely different Pokemon. You still have the old 150, but then you have, 100 new Pokemon. Now in this set, there's 132 cards. I have 131 first edition, PSA 10, PSA grades 1 through 10, 1 being very poor, 10 being gem mint, perfect condition. 131 out of 132. Once I have that next card, hopefully within a month or so, I will sell that. I won't take less than 50 grand for it. Now, maybe if it's out for a while and, someone offers me 40, 45, maybe I'll think about it. I'll list it for high price. I'll list it for, 70, and this is a high ticket item where someone across collect be like, a whole set? It took me 2 years to get this set. Not because, I had to save up save up for these cards. It's just some of these cards are so rare and so they don't come out that often. There's one card I've seen 2 sales of the last 2 years. That's the one I'm waiting for. It's not even a rare card. It's just very scarce, and they just don't come out a lot. But there is why I would get some more Pokemon cards as opposed to Tesla is because Pokemon grows faster than stocks. For those of you the uninitiated that don't know, is that let's use one example. A card that I got in December of 2019, about 6 months ago, bought for $770. And I have multiple of those cards already. I know there's value in it. The most recent sale of that was $3,500. So this card grows, 4 to 5 times its value in 6 months. Sometimes stocks do that. When last year when Tesla was like $200 something, then it went up to $900. Yeah, you can do that. It happens. But the reason people are nostalgic, people are crazy, and Pokemon, and that's just one example. Like there's cards that double in like a week. There's cards that double in 2 weeks. They're insane. And same thing with stocks. There are some peaks and valleys, but for the most part, they go up and they don't go down because the fan base is crazy. They're passionate. I think the Elon Musk fanboys and people obsessed with Pokemon, they're on the same obsession level. People that I made a Twitter specifically to follow Elon Musk like 2 weeks ago. I follow Elon Musk and Tesla almost the same way that I do with Pokemon. Maybe Pokemon a little bit more because, again, that's one of my businesses. But there's a card called a Trophy Kangaskhan. It's coming out. One of them is going to go out on sale in next month. There's actually one on sale right now. It's listed at eBay for $30,000. One card, $30,000, worth almost as much as my whole collection. And they're not. The history behind this card, it's history. That's what you're getting when you're buying Pokemon. You're buying a piece in history. You get nostalgic when you look at it. This Trophy Kangaskhan, it only has 40 PSA, or there's only 40 graded copies in that PSA pop report. PSA, they give you a population report, says how many there are of that card. There's only 40 of them. I have one already, and that's a once-in-a-lifetime card. That's a once-in-a-lifetime card that some people, and I mentioned this in my last video, like with the engineers, that, regardless of how much Ford and GM and Fiat, Chrysler tries to give them, if they're going to work with Tesla or SpaceX, they're going to work with Tesla or SpaceX. They can't be bought. A lot of these cards for Pokemon, specifically the Trophy Kangaskhan, they are not going to, the owners that have them, some of them, they just won't sell. That card will stay with them until they die, and they will most likely pass it on to their kids or someone else in the hobby. I don't think anyone would bury their cards with them. I freaking hope not. There's ever a time in the grave rob. No, don't do that. It's the wrong thing to do. But that is why I'm thinking about it, because if I have two of those cards, again, out of 40 in the world, this guy Scott that I follow, he's like the Prince of Pokemon. He has a PSA 10. He has two PSA 10 copies, and one's on sale. He listed it for like $100,000. And he's turned down offers for $55,000-$60,000 for that card. For that one card. He's like, oh, $60,000? No, sorry. That is... There are 6-figure items in Pokemon. There are actually, if you have a couple of items, there have been 7-figure deals in Pokemon. So, we're talking about stocks that, like Square and Illumina, which are $76 and $323 respectively per share. Tesla, $800-something a share. There's been done a 7-figure deal. So we're talking about, we're buying and trading Tesla, buying and holding. Pokemon does a lot of that. And with this card, why I'm getting it, I'm leaning towards getting this one card versus more shares of Tesla. One is because of growth. People are crazy and they're going to sell it. If I have two, I'll sell one eventually. But the idea is that Pokemon grows more quickly than Tesla. And yes, I believe that Tesla is a $15,000 per share company, and you're growing, 17x return. Let's say, and again, this is just my opinion, if you grow 17x in 10 years, that's insane. That's what I think is going to happen with Tesla. That's what I think, I'm buying now at the top at $800 a share. Last one I bought was like $796. Why? Because I believe in the future. Pokemon, definitely. And here's why. Part of the reason is because everyone buys Tesla. Obviously you have some of the analysts and some of the bears. People say, short it, never going to hold it. Even Warren Buffett says he would not buy Tesla. But the people that do buy it, they're kids as young as 18, and there's people as old as, whoever is the oldest person buying Tesla, senior citizens. And you have people with a lot of money that buy Tesla shares. You have people that buy a lot of money that is, age doesn't really matter in stocks. You buy them young, you buy them old. Pokemon, it's pretty niche. It's pretty niche in the fact that you have a bunch of basically essentially cardboard that was made for kids, and most of the people that collect it are people that had it when they were younger. So really, 25 to 35 years old, that's generally who collects them. There's the collectibles, and obviously that's the rule. There are exceptions where you have people that just like the art, people that, hey, their kids like it. Oh, these cards are pretty cool. Let me save a few boxes. People might be aware of that guy called King Pokemon, Gary from Pawn Stars. He took his Charizard collection into, Pawn Stars, that TV show, and, they praised it for him. It's pretty crazy. He's very big in our community. And, there are people like that just generally like it. But then there are also really, really rich people. Really, really rich people that are cross collectors, that they collect comics, they collect old guns, ones that you don't really use, or the ones that you collect the top of the mountaintop. And a trophy card, Trophy Kangaskhan, is very top of the top. So cross collectors will come in and spend millions of dollars. And most of the Pokemon market consists of what a lot of old school investors in their 50s would consider kids. 20-something years old, sometimes they're 30-something years old. And you're going to have this not revolution, it's just most of the people that are buying Pokemon cards don't have a lot of money. They're still in their 20s. They're still in their 30s. Maybe they have, a little bit of income, a little bit of, expendable, income that they could use towards that. But in the next 5-10 years, prices are going to skyrocket because they're going to really come into their careers. They're going to start making more and more money and have more expendable income. And these people are like crack addicts. They need these cards. I'm the same way. I love them. I can't help myself. And that's what people do with Tesla. Yeah, there's millions and millions of shares of Tesla. We went over it. There's about 44 million available shares. Obviously, that's what's left for most of us. There's obviously more shares than that, but 20% goes to, for people that are inside. 56% go to other places. The rest of that 44 million shares, that's with hundreds of millions of us. This piece of cardboard, there's Trophy Kangaskhan. There's 40 of them total. That's it. Cards are exceedingly rare, and people that want the best of the best, they're going to pay premiums for it. So that's why I believe that card is a better investment. Similarly to the way that I think the cars, are alternative assets, so are Pokemon. Pokemon is the same thing. They really only go up in value. There's very few cases where you buy a card and then 2 years later that card is worth less. It just doesn't happen, especially if they're graded, they're first edition, they're WotC, that is why once I sell that big set for, let's say, 50 grand, will I spend that on one card or will I spend that on 60 Tesla shares? I don't know. Either way, I am out. I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are well. Please like, comment, subscribe. Grow the hobby. Let's grow Tesla. Let's grow Pokemon. Let's grow it all. All right? Talk to you guys later. Bye.